monkeys!
You know guys, it's days like today where I really don't know which group of people are dumber. Activision or the gooch lickers that support and defend Activision, because the more I look at this subspecies of a human being, the more I can tell that just intellectually, they're not all there. You know what I mean? And on top of that, in Call of Duty, I'm willing to bet that a lot of these people, they really suck at Call of Duty. Like, they're not good whatsoever. They're probably the type to over spam report you and try to get you shadow banned because they think you're cheating, when in actuality, they literally just suck balls at the game. And then when that happens, Activision pulls up shadow banning, false banning people because their spam reporting system is broken. And so I'm left here wondering, which group is worse, the gooch lickers or Activision? And that's the question for today's video, because I have overwhelming evidence of both sides being extremely stupid. But before we get into it, I'm gonna need you to leave a like on today's video, and if you don't, you're getting sandwiched by pre-patch Lizzo and Gorlock the Destroyer, so good luck with that. And also subscribe if you're new. You know what to do down in the comments below. Hashtag Fooly50. We're on the way to 50,000 subscribers. And guys, very quick announcement. April 3rd, the return of VERDANSK. The Scat Master is going to be streaming my very first impressions on it, so please stay tuned for that announcement on my community page. And let's get right into it, guys. So, this first post comes out from our good old friend, Doug Dimmadome Warzone.
Fuck you, Doug!
Spam reporting in COD. Call of Duty once again states that spam reporting does absolutely nothing and cannot put you in any sort of shadow ban or limited matchmaking system. They also say spam reporting reduces the trust they have in future reports from that account. First, they say that spam reporting does absolutely nothing, and then in the same breath, they say that if you spam report, you can actually be punished for spam reporting for overloading their systems with spam reports, even though spam reports do nothing. And according to Activision themselves, if you send one report, that's good enough. Any report after that literally does nothing. So if that's the case, if it does nothing, tell me why somebody should be punished for sending another report.
Bullshit always, man.
If according to you, it does nothing. Now, when it comes to the actual shadow bans themselves, again, I'm gonna have to call cap, because the entire point of being shadow banned is that they don't know whether or not you're cheating, and essentially in this state, you'll be put in limited matchmaking, and pretty much they're deciding whether or not you're a cheater, and if they decide that you're not a cheater, well then you can go back to the regular matchmaking. And this is where the whole spam report does nothing really confuses me, because if you receive one report versus 50 reports, which one do you think is obviously more drastic? For example, if the police get called to the local park because there's a homeless man that looks like Dyke Dynamite is just walking around being weird, yeah sure, they'll check it out obviously, but what if they receive 50 calls from people saying, yo, this Dyke Dynamite guy is being kind of strange? Which scenario do you think they're going to respond to more urgently? Obviously, the one with multiple reports. I genuinely believe it is the exact same thing in Call of Duty with their whole shadow ban spam reporting nonsense. And even though they have all of these bizarre statements, here's another one from Doug Dimmadome Warzone again.
Fuck you, Doug!
Breaking: Call of Duty has officially communicated about shadow ban lobbies for the first time. Accounts in limited matchmaking, shadow ban lobbies, make up less than 0.15% of the entire population in Black Ops 6 and Warzone.
Cap.
Once again, I'm gonna call cap, because the amount of people that I've seen get shadow banned, the amount of people I know that for a fact they're not cheating getting shadow banned, it tells me the exact same thing again. This whole spam reporting thing that they're trying to convince you of, it's obvious blatant cap, and any gooch flicker that genuinely believes that anybody who gets shadow banned is 100% cheating, I'm sorry, but you need to revisit elementary school, alright? The public education system, once again guys, it's free, okay? $0. Take advantage of it, good God. Guys, the Scat Master has been shadow banned before. Actually, on top of that, I've been falsely temporarily banned before. You guys remember the whole beta situation? I got temporarily banned because people thought I was cheating, when in actuality, all I did was open a bunch of gooch lickers' jaws open and take a fat, steamy shit in it.
You're goddamn right.
I was supposed to be banned for an entire month, but they ended up reversing the whole ban within the hour of the beta going offline. If that doesn't tell you not only was that targeted, but incorrect, and on top of that, that their entire system is just putrid and nonsensical, then I don't know what will. And guys, there's even more. This is a tweet that came out from yours truly, the Scatmaster himself. I said, the Scatmaster is officially top 1% in the world. Y'all really let a commentator in his mid-20s slap you around. My Black Ops 6 grind is over. Old gameplays from here on out now. And as you can see, in ranked play, I hit Iridescent, which is top 1% in the world. You can call me a sweat, I don't really care. This was my entire goal for the entirety of Black Ops 6, and I got it. Which means, with the exception of the occasional stream, the gameplay you watch in my videos are probably all gonna be old gameplays from now on. Now guys, I don't think this needs to be stated any further, but I'm not cheating, okay? I'm not a gameplay guy anyways. I don't really care about having the flashiest gameplays. I just so happen to be pretty good at the game in my opinion. I mean, if I'm hitting Iridescent, you know what I'm saying? But of course, there's a lot of gooch slickers out there that really truly believe I am cheating and hacking in Call of Duty.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
You know, you get the occasional accusation when you're not dog shit. These gooch slickers say the irony of a cheater crying about cheaters, and the other one saying you cheat yourself, to which I have the easiest response. Show proof, monkey. And that's the entire point. That's the entire controversy surrounding shadow bans, false bans, people thinking everybody is cheating, and on top of that, the anti-cheat itself actually doesn't fucking work. So you get into this whole jumbled mess because I tell these guys, yo, show proof of me cheating. Their proof is, hey, who needs proof when you're Crimson in Call of Duty? Hey, who needs proof when it's obvious you're ranting while you play the game? Like, things that just don't make sense, you know what I mean? Like, I have nieces that are like 5 years old that can make a better sentence, better statements, and make more sense than these dumbasses talking about people cheating with zero proof. Mark my words, guys, the Scatmaster doesn't cheat. I have no reason to cheat. You can watch my streams when I play live, and I'll show any signs of cheating. You can watch the gameplays themselves too. They're good gameplays versus good players most of the time, but there's really nothing that flashy going on in here. I genuinely think that you suck balls if you think everybody's cheating in Call of Duty, which is exactly how we get to the point where sometimes, guys, when people are shadow banned and it gets reversed, it shows us the illegitimacy of all of these spam reports and the entire shadow ban system as a whole. But it gets worse than that, guys, because my example from earlier from the beta, where I was falsely temporarily banned and then it got lifted, it shows you that being banned through the anti-cheat is sometimes inaccurate. Here is one more tweet from our good old friend, Doug Dimmadome Warzone. There's the three-peat that some of you guys really wanted.
Fuck you, Doug!
Activision and Call of Duty have admitted for the first time that Ricochet anti-cheat had cases of false positive anti-cheat enforcement. In quotes, if over the course of these examinations we discover an account action was not warranted, it will be rolled back. And that just goes against one of their most original statements that an account that was permanently banned was not falsely banned. And now we know that's not the truth. They literally just admitted it. They admitted that they can roll back their decision of banning somebody for cheating if they find out that they weren't actually cheating, which again is an entire problem with the anti-cheat, and we talked about the anti-cheat in my last video, highly recommend it. But what it shows me is they're not really going based off of the evidence. They're not actually analyzing people's gameplays, at least not in the cases where people are being falsely banned. They're mainly going off of reports.
Come on, man.
Now guys, I was shadow banned several times throughout MW 2019 Part 3. In Black Ops 6, I really don't have the time, energy, or care to even look at my limited matchmaking status if I am shadow banned. For all I know, I can be shadow banned and I just don't really know or care or play the game enough to even notice it. But judging from my prior experience and the fact that there's so many gooch slickers that think I'm cheating, okay? I'm not earning any money for getting good gameplays, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not competing, I'm not a competitor, I'm very competitive, but That's not my role here in Call of Duty. I'm here to just talk shit, give you guys a message, and be funny and entertaining while doing it. That doesn't really fit the description of somebody who's cheating in Call of Duty. So based off of the moronic short bus riding gooch lickers out there that think everybody's cheating because they got spat on, in combination with Activision Ricochet anti-cheat barely working properly, I'm left here to really think, and this is again the theme of the entire video. I don't know which subspecies of human is dumber and worse, Activision or the gooch lickers. You can make a pretty good case for either one, but it's the combination of the two coexisting that makes current Call of Duty one of the most insufferable experiences you could possibly have in gaming, because not only is it in-game, I could possibly be shadowbanned because somebody got spat on because they suck, but outside of the game, if you have any sort of accomplishment, if you have gameplay of you doing good, apparently that just makes you a cheater. But it puts us in this never-ending cycle where not only does the anti-cheat clearly not work and is clearly ineffective, but people can abuse the system just because of how badly they suck at the game. And clearly, there is a lot of people that suck at the game. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. You tell me who's worse, Activision or the gooch lickers. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.
This ain't in my body.